You're looking at the first mouse that can actually make you faster, not because of the sensor, not because of the weight, but because Logitech completely reinvented how clicks work. And by doing so, they just completely removed physical switches. And by doing so, they're giving you up to 30 milliseconds back of latency. Insane. So I flew over to their laboratories in Switzerland to check out if this is just some kind of wild experiment or if this is something that is the next evolution of gaming. So after going to Switzerland and testing it out firsthand in their laboratories and coming back here and testing it on my setup, I'm here to let you guys know why I don't think I can ever go back to a normal mouse. So first up, I want to talk about the main thing that has changed with the Superlight series, and that is this new H.I.T.S. What is H.I.T.S, BT? This is the Haptic Inductive Trigger System. They've completely ripped out traditional switches and put sensors into the mouse. They have this inductive plate that is attached to the top of the mouse button, and this signals the click movement from the user. And then you have the inductive sensor, and this is a plate that sits on the PCB, and this tracks the precise location of the trigger plate above. So now that they're using these sensors, that also created another problem because there are no physical switches. Well, how did they fix it? Well, they added haptics into a mouse, similar to like a PS5 controller. So this is also attached to the mouse 1 and the mouse 2, and this will rumble every time you click the switch at the actuation point. And they made it so that the haptics don't interfere with the other buttons or the mouse itself. So if you hit mouse 1 with your index finger, you're not gonna feel it on your middle finger on the mouse 2, which is really, really nice. Now, it doesn't feel like a normal switch click. That's to be expected. There's no crispiness or no lightness. All the stuff we've been chasing for years. You just gotta throw that out of the window. Now, because of the benefits of this system and what it opens up, now we have to use the haptic system and we get a different type of click, which is more softer, more muted click. It's giving you feedback that you are clicking, but it's not gonna give you that crazy auditory experience that the older mice gave. And I can see people really complaining about this. Guys don't know how many times I just want to go back to my Razer mouse and just get those clicks back. I'm right there with you, but I'm telling you guys the benefits of this mouse far outweigh that click. You can even customize the haptic system going from level 1 to 5 in the software. 3 is in the middle. I like to go at 1 because it's very soft, it's very clean. It doesn't feel obtrusive or get in the way of the mouse itself. But some people like that 3. I think 4 and 5 is a little overkill and rumbles a little bit too much and it's a little bit too distinct. But hey, if you like that, that's one benefit of the system, is now that you can customize how much you want it to rumble. So now that we've talked about how it detects your click, how it feels when you click, let's talk about the other benefits that this H.I.T.S system opens up. You now have 10 settings ranging from 0.1 millimeters to 1 millimeters of actuation, just like a Hall effect keyboard. Most pros are sticking to the 0.1 millimeter, and according to Logitech's data, this closes the gap between you and the pros the most by shaving off milliseconds off your reaction time at the physical button level. It also can detect up to 60 micromillimeters, the size of a human hair, so it's extremely precise. I really remember this number because I think this is where the race is gonna be. People are gonna try to get this down to 0 and have the most precise mouse and shave off even more milliseconds. Even though it is already such a small number, I guarantee you companies are gonna try to attack this number. Watch. And now, as you can expect, since this is kind of like a Hall effect keyboard, we now have a rapid trigger for a mouse. This is the game changer right here. This is where the evolution of gaming mice will come from, is this rapid trigger feature. Just like keyboards, it is going to be so useful here. This allows the button to reset the instant you lift your finger off, making jitter clicking or spamming shots insanely fast. Now, jitter clicking, I was hitting about 7.5 clicks per second. Modesty was hitting, I think, 11.3 seconds. But the real shocker to me was when they tested it versus a DeathAdder V4 Pro with the optical switches. In the lab, when they clicked it at the very same time, they still had 11 seconds less than the DeathAdder V4 Pro. That is insane. It is a clear advantage, and given everything the same, you guys stop at the same time, you guys see each other at the same time, you will win. This is a clear and cut advantage. and it's almost like you're cheating. I don't know if they're gonna ban this at some point. I really don't know. This is gonna force the industry to move towards this, because if you're not using that to your advantage, then you are at a disadvantage. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. Now, you guys know that I haven't been the craziest person about latency. I saw it with my own eyes. This is different. This hits different. Before, companies were arguing over like 1/3 of a millisecond on the latency time, and even Logitech says that Razer was beating them. And now they just went ahead and shaved off the front end, which is the physical part of it, and reduced the latency even more. So they just said, F that 1/3, we're gonna give you 30 milliseconds of response time back. Crazy. They also showed this cool graph where you can see the actuation point, how when you're pressing it down versus when it starts to come back up, and where along the switch it is. So it opens up a whole new world, and you can see how far you're pressing down if you're bottoming out. And here on the graph I'm gonna put up on the screen, you can see that all these wouldn't even register if it didn't go back up to that one setting. So all these would be non-existent and non-registering if it wasn't for the rapid trigger. So as you get used to this, I can see this graph kind of tightening as you realize, hey, I don't need to bottom out anymore. I don't need to go all the way down. And this is even gonna make the pro player ceilings even higher, because now they have something that they can work on as well, and they can get that even tighter and make this mouse work for them even more. It's just insane to even think about the levels that people can get with this mouse. And I don't say that lightly. All right, so there is a learning curve with this mouse. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you will suck with this mouse. You might even hate this mouse at first, but stick with it. It's like a wild beast that you need to tame. It took me about 20 hours to really even get used to it. I played around with the haptics. I had it at the default 3. I put it down to a 1, and it was just so much better. So play around with the settings, guys. See what works best for you, but don't judge it off the first few hours. Give it about a week to 2 weeks to really get into this mouse and really get used to these new clicks. So I do want to talk about the build and design a little bit. And now that we've talked about the buttons and the performance and what it can give you. Now, they do have all this new technology, and it is heavier than a Switch, so they had to combat that. Now, when they first made this mouse, it was 68 grams. Then they were able to shave down some more, got to 64 grams. They actually changed some of the screws in here from steel to titanium. They made the top shell a little bit smaller, or a little bit less weight. Made the bottom, shaved off some weight there. I think there's some holes underneath the mouse gates now as well. And they did say that the weight distribution has moved up 4 millimeters from where it was on the original Superlight, or the Superlight X2. I do feel like there is a difference in the weight distribution, and I can feel it with the haptics and all that new system out in the front. Whoa. So the shape has stayed the same. Sorry if you guys were wanting something new, but that makes sense because pros like to keep everything the same. They don't really like to change the shape of their mouse, or just change mice in general, so they kept that the same. It's that same safe shape that works for most grip styles. It has this new panda look with the black buttons on a white shell. I saw some people clowning on the design of this, like they could have made a better colorway or done this a different way. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite look, I'll say that much. They're also using the Hero 2 sensor, which they haven't changed from the 2C. So let's drop a sound test of the mouse so you guys can check this out and hear what it sounds like. And then I'll throw in some other competitors so you can hear what those sound like and compare it to this one. They did not bring the H.I.T system over to these side buttons. They're still a bit of an afterthought for Logitech. I wish they would work on them a little bit more. That'd be my one gripe. The scroll wheel is that same classic Superlight scroll wheel that we have come to know and love. So these might be the quietest clicks ever on a mouse. So if you have been getting complaints about your switches being too loud, this is an obvious fix, and it might be a selling point for you. So I want to go over my real world experience and maybe some of the things that I went through using this mouse. So I had it set to 1000 Hertz and it felt a bit off. And then I put it to 8000 Hertz, reducing latency even more. And it made my shots feel even crispier. It's a different animal. It's one of the first times that I saw an immediate jump in my performance once I turned it on. I was always able to get a shot off. Even if I did miss my shot, even if I hit somebody in the shoulder and they hit me on the head, I always got off a shot. Very rarely did somebody beat me to a shot where I just had no chance to fire. I never got a bullet out. That's how good this mouse is. So it's always giving you a chance to do something. So whether you can aim or not, that's another thing to really think about. But as opposed to just getting the shot and using that reduction in latency and having that 0.1 millimeter of actuation, this was a real game changer for me. In Valorant, I thought with rapid trigger, being able to just immediately cut transmission, that I would be able to control my bloom a little bit more. But because of the built-in game mechanics, I didn't really see a huge difference in me stopping the bloom as well. I'm not sure about other games, but in Valorant, it was pretty much the same. So that's not really a benefit. It's more of the reaction times and seeing people and hitting people in the head. But I do think that this would be beneficial in track heavy games, because let's say you lose your track midway, you can just release the button, immediately stop shooting, get back on target, press and click again. As you can see, you're gonna waste less bullets, be more on target, be more accurate. And I showed a little bit of this on Kovacs, even though I suck now. I haven't opened it in a very long time, but this mouse made me do it. I opened it up and I was going across and I can see, okay, if I just release a little bit on Top Frenzy and Kovacs, I almost beat my high score. Immediately, I'm seeing a difference, and I believe that I'm gonna shatter that score very, very soon with some more practice. So outside of that, we looked at their laboratory and they showed us where they test the interference from Wi-Fi. And sticking with this, I know that I'm getting the best performance possible, and not only just the best, it's miles ahead of everybody. And they've been developing this for 2 years now, so they've got a 2-year head start on everybody. So I think it's safe to say that if you were to buy this now, I don't think anybody's gonna come out and ruin your decision. So this is coming in at $180. I think that that is a really good price for this new technology and what they have in here. And know that I'm getting something that nobody else on the market has. This has kind of become the norm for gaming mice. Remember when they were like $80 before? How did we get here? How do we get here? I'm calling it now. This will be everybody's new main. The X2 Superstrike from Logitech is like a glimpse into the future. The only question now is how long will these haptics last? That is to be seen. I know that they are still testing them as we speak. That is going to be the main thing. Will these fail? Will these be giving out? Do we create a whole new set of problems? That is yet to be seen. From my testing, this has been rock solid since the day that I got it. No issues here to report, and I can honestly say this will be my new main moving forward, and it should be a lot of people's new main moving forward. So if you haven't already, put in that order so you are not at a disadvantage. And I'm not saying that on some PR marketing BS. I'm saying that because I truly believe it and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And with this video, you guys should see it too. All right, guys, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.